Okay, I've got imaginary gavel. We will now call this meeting to order. So board workshop of the Board of Trustees at Seguin ISD will be held on October 15th, 2018, beginning at 6 p.m. We do have a quorum at present. Mr. Van Amador is absent. This meeting has been duly called. Notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Section 551.043 of the Texas Government Code. So we will now stand and we are pledges. First, American flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor
the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
We're going to take just a moment for reflection. Okay. Did you get it? Okay. All right. Where do you start with this plaque? I'm just going to share with y'all. Y'all may or may not know this, but I visit a lot of schools. I really do. I visit lots of schools in lots of cities, and I look at the plaques. I just probably didn't prior to sitting on this board, but now I do. And I would say 95% of the time, it just lists the people, the trustees that were on the board at the time that the school was built. But I do know, Sean and Matthew and I were trying to work through this because it's a big deal to build that school. You're taking now a school that was over 50 years old and had a big bond election. A lot of people were a part of putting this school together. So we're trying to be as inclusive as possible when we came up with this draft of people who were an integral part of the building of the high school. Anybody want to add anything to that?
An alternate version.
You have an alternate version?
Because it encompasses everyone without having names. So, simple. It's dedicated to the students and teachers of Seguin ISD, in recognition of the community of Seguin for making this possible. We are Matador family. There were a lot of people besides all these people on here. There were a lot of people that worked on that 2013 one. I think so the school is for the teachers and the students. It's the taxpayers of Seguin that made building that building possible.
So you want to put that up on the screen? Something else?
Send the wording to your email, Bill.
Okay. I had thought perhaps, thank you, maybe some type of a, something simple like that, I guess, and maybe a QR code. I don't know if y'all use QR codes. I do. Anybody know what a QR code is? I know you do. But whether or not people would actually go to the plaque with their phone, because a QR code could lead them to something like this with all the people that were involved, but I don't really know what the longevity of QR codes is going to be in the world of technology. Issue may have.
They'll be changing.
I'm sorry.
They'll be
changing to something different.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, talking and obviously it was briefly discussed in the last board meeting, and Ms. really indicated that there wasn't much discussion in the workshop that we was doing that I missed. So just my 2 cents. Of course, been through several bonds, and obviously several administrations, and one of the practices that is always one of the practices that I witnessed and was that when they do the groundbreaking is when they have the as far as the plaque when the ground is broken. I definitely don't have any objection to the way it is here. In my opinion, is if we're going to put the 2013, that I would also request that we have the groundbreaking team administration that was on there. If we're going to go, with that, is this format is good like this?
Could we barter and maybe have a photograph somewhere of the groundbreaking somewhere inside the first entry hall of the school with those people listed instead of on the plaque?
I think the only name present on there on here that was at the groundbreaking was actually Gordo. Right, am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Was who was the principal that time? Was it Miss Guerra?
It was still Miss Harrison. Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Well, I hesitate to put an interim superintendent on plaque. That's my thought. Bill, you were an interim superintendent.
Bill was in room as well. It doesn't take anything away from those interims that were there. I think everyone that was during that time, obviously there was a turmoil. There was an unfortunate incident at the high school campus with the death of a student that I really believe all the administration at that time did a very excellent job in an unfortunate situation. And that's, as respect to the individuals that, put their time and many years of education to this district. It's one of the reasons why I would like to see that the groundbreaking team that was there. That's just a common practice around the other plaques that we have in this district.
If you go with groundbreaking, well, you're going to get a lot of business leaders and stuff that show up for groundbreaking, and I think that necessitates me.
Well, it was on as far as the board of administration.
I'd like to talk to Dr. Gordo, see if she has a preference either way.
Probably not. I'm sure nobody has. It hasn't been brought up.
Dr. Gutierrez, could you get a hold of Dr. Gerardo through an email or something and see if she wants to be on his plaque?
I could,
That
absolutely.
would settle everything with that. I would like to say that that I'm a looker of plaques ever since I was a kid. And here recently I was at the courthouse in Jordan, and they had a renovation back in 2004 that lasted several years, 9 years, and I looked at their plaque. Their plaque had the commissioners from the time that they instilled it, and then the commissioner when it was finished, and everybody in between. I'm good with whatever we do. This doesn't have any effect on student grades.
Right. In that sense.
We're wasting district money here tonight with district employees here tonight to go over a plaque that we should have just put up for vote the other night. The other thing is that I think we should not have ERO on there at all. That's my opinion. And I feel very strongly about that. Thank you.
I second that.
Ms. Zuckerberger, any thoughts?
I guess I'm surprised. I would like to see our names on the plaque. I'd like to see Dr. Guerrero's name on the plaque, and I'd like to see ERO on the plaque. ERO may be in litigation with us and stuff. I'm not sure the reason why you want to leave them off of it, but they've been involved in planning it and spent many hours in producing. Well, we have.
Well, I think people who worked with him might know some things that the rest of us don't know. Just my gut feeling on that.
But for general public, they were the architects for the building, and they will always be known for that. And they will publicize it.
So the plaque you saw with all the names in Jordanton, was it really big and long? And you read the whole thing?
It was 2 foot by 2 foot,
2 foot.
and it was inside, it wasn't outside, it was in the main hallway coming into the courthouse. But there were several plaques because they renovated that place several times
Right.
since 1903, 1912, I think it was.
I'm wondering about just a series of plaques. One plaque with this first batch, one plaque with the second batch, and in different places, and then maybe this on the outside. John, your thoughts?
Kind of like with Carl on this one, the last year is fine as far as everything, with the exception of ERO, only due to the fact that working with them and understanding what we've gone through and what we're going to be going through and what it's going to cost us to go through that. We need to give them any attaboys at all with regards to this. They got $13 million in the attaboys for them.
Yeah. More to come.
That was my objection to Stetson Road. To recognize on the plaque. But I don't think anybody's in here. I don't think any, I don't care if anybody's on there. I don't care if any of the names are on there.
And Ben's not coming, but I think we all know he doesn't want to plaque. Maybe that's why he's not here. So, I don't know, what do y'all think of putting this on the outside on the front door and then putting a couple of separate plaques inside the building? One with the board that was in place when the building was opened, perhaps with a few changes, and the second one with the Board of Trustees from 2013.
How much something like this cost?
What are they, about 200?
$200.
About $1,000, however, we have,
It's going to be donated.
we have commitment that we do.
We could take ERO and put it in a very tiny font that you would have to have
Well, y'all weren't on the board when they started working on this.
No.
And they were here for all of our meetings for a year or two.
Until
they
they
give
get rid of
millions
what's
of dollars, they should
They put as many hours and as much effort into the building of that high school as some of these names we have on this list.
That's a good point.
Probably more.
They had an office established here in Seguin
that they didn't man,
on
that they were
Gonzales.
never there, that we couldn't get a hold of them. They were never here in town when they said they were going to be. There's a lot of problems about that whole office there. You don't want
Well, I
to get
didn't have
started on
any
that
trouble
one.
finding
You don't want to
them.
get started on that one. No, they did not do what they said they were going to do with that office.
Well, as far as the ERO, I've worked with Zeppenberger, and I do believe that they will, their day will come to court, and we will get what is due to us. And, I think,
What if we move them down to the bottom? What if we move the contractor and architect down to the bottom? Don't put them right in the center of that flag.
Put it behind
Yeah,
it.
I can behind it. That's fine with me too. I mean, yeah, you move that, just that center section, you just move it down to the very bottom under its grade division or whatever. That, to me, that, because
You
Like
think
an
center placement
afterthought.
gives them too much?
I think center
Center
placement gives them a lot of, because it's, I mean, it's gonna be, you know, they usually put them at eye level, and that's gonna be dead center.
That's not really fair to the contractor, though.
I will point out that the contractor is the outfit that is donating the cost to cover the city requirement.
I mean, just because the.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing out something, because I didn't know,
Just
you
making,
know,
you just making suggestions.
I'm just making a suggestion, I mean, just
Making a good
But you're
point.
right, it is dead center.
you know,
It is dead center. And typically those are at the bottom.
I mean, most of them that I've looked at since we started, they're all at the bottom.
I mean, my assumption was that we were gonna look at the other plaques that we have for the other, the buildings that we will, have in here. Were the contractors and architects in the center, or were they in the bottom?
They were at the bottom,
They were on the bottom.
but we didn't have
Yeah.
two sets of boards
Yeah,
either.
yeah, I understand. So, I could definitely go along with that as well and say, moving towards the bottom.
And it's a smaller font.
I'm not going that far. I mean, Sean, Mr. Hoffman is making a point, if they are, you know,
If they're paying, if the contractor,
donating, then you want,
I
you
think
might
they
wanna,
should give low prominence. Yeah.
you don't wanna
We're not really.
minimize their fonts.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we're not gonna.
Just because the ARO is the architects, does not mean we have to give them recognition.
I thought you said the contractors are the ones that
Right.
were giving it.
But I'm just
They
saying,
are
if
the
you're
contractors.
moving we're making them like the contractors.
But typically they are at the bottom.
Oh, no, I don't care. I don't need any.
I'm in favor of,
Yeah.
I'm in favor of the Taylor, since they are donating this and they're a local company, to have their name on that plaque a little more prominent than ERO,
I'm with you on that.
if we have to put ERO on it. I'm still against it.
Yeah, those in,
No, I'm sorry.
keep looking at Sean, but you're the one that has this up. Are these in separate boxes? Can you move them around?
Yes.
Let Sean do that.
Okay.
Is there an objection to have, all three? An objection to have them all one plaque?
No, not at all. I was just
Yeah.
trying to break things up, so.
I'd like to keep it all in one plaque if we could.
I mean, then you'll have sequential 17, break, I'm breaking, and then 13 with the beginning of the whole bond
17,
project.
15, 13.
17, 15, 13. Because then you wouldn't, technically you wouldn't, then technically,
Yeah.
that captures the past officials anyway.
Mhm.
No?
No.
Carry those on.
No, it says, Nancy A. was here for groundbreaking.
Yes, sure. So, 17 more there, 15 here, 13. And then 13, we have contractors, architect.
I don't know, honestly, I think the only thing with 15, the only one's not on the board that's on, that was on 15 is Florida.
We don't have the 15 board here.
I know, that's
We put the 15 board in, you would have,
I think the 2015, the board members, those who were on the board in 2015
Are listed.
are listed. 2013. Is that correct, Sean? We've got the 2015 board members
no raise?
Raise. He was president.
listed as either 13 or in
Right, as in 13
17.
or 17, except for Mr. Thomas and Ms. Sewell. They're listed as past officials because they served during the interim years.
During the construction years, yeah.
Yeah.
And Mr. Craig was on the building committee with you, right, John?
But he actually started the building committee, and then when he was voted out, he had to
They
leave.
defaulted to you. I thought you were both on there together, it was just one.
It was me and Ben who put on it, because both Craig and I let, Ricardo Guerra was, on it at first.
So Barbara, your name's on here twice, and Ish, your name's on here twice. You good with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, yeah,
You were
it's just a
definitely.
matter of having the 13 acknowledgement of the 13, I'm sorry, the 15, the groundbreaking. That's that was the whole, my whole point. Usually plaques are there, like Carl says, usually plaques are when it's groundbreaking, because that's what the plaque is, a groundbreaking. And then
See, I've never seen groundbreaking
No, it's
on
not
there.
groundbreaking.
let's go look at Barnes, go look at.
I'm just saying, if you look at people who go to groundbreakings,
No,
there's
no,
a
no,
lot of times
yes.
it's,
Going and as far as the board and the administration on the plaque is what I'm saying. Not going to a groundbreaking, not going to a groundbreaking ceremony. Yeah, not going to a groundbreaking.
We were the officials at the time of the groundbreaking.
Not the going to the groundbreaking.
Well, I don't know, I tend to steer away from the 2015 just because this is pretty cluttered and it's gonna be long already. And that was just one moment in time.
Another option to consider would be to list board members by name and superintendents by name, and you'd get rid of a lot of the wording. Of course, all the board members would be listed all together. We wouldn't have any duplicates.
I believe, isn't there one in Seguin room that's got something like that on it? Lists a bunch of different people.
Probably something similar. So that way we wouldn't have the board separated out. We wouldn't have past officials listed. We'll cut back on words.
can we just cut back on two? No, seriously, I'm not joking, I don't want to set someone in there. If you left, it was not,
Those the
it
two
was
words
not
you're referring to?
correct.
Oh, okay.
Would Dr. Gerardo's maybe put with past officials?
And guess the other factor is see what it's like, the small things referring to.
Probably attached to the wall.
That's what I'm thinking, because Did it
Maybe
that
we'll
long?
take a picture of it.
That long, but-
Good for us, Jim, what do you think?
So this is actually long. You're like, oh, what's that on this one?
I don't know if y'all want to ask.
I got a crowbar in the truck.
That was a bicentennial plaque.
Oh.
Once again, it wasn't. It had actually the mayor and the councilman on it. It's not a team plaque.
Great job.
Sorry, I mean, so we went over there and looked, and then we were just looking at them. Where they placed. Most of them are placed either in the foyer, the outside foyer of the building, or on a column. Which either this one would go on to the right of the door. I think what they said it was going.
So Sean, you're saying we could just list all the names,
And that's
condense it a bit?
that's something I just wanted to share and throw out there. We could
That was something I thought about.
we could put trustees and then just list everybody's name. We could do superintendents and put whichever superintendents you all deem appropriate to be on the plaque behind that word. And then that would cut back on some of our content, clean it up a little bit. Because with all due respect, we do have Mrs. Effenberger and Mr. Flores on there twice.
I think we should bump them off.
That's a bad name.
Put us back.
Excuse me, sorry.
I honestly, I think it's appropriate to leave it as it is, where you're acknowledging this was the 2013 board, who they were, and yes, their names will be duplicate, but I think it's only appropriate that you're acknowledging those two
They definitely
separate
sort of
boards.
yeah.
Correct.
I think we need to put, it's a great day to be a matter right in between the two, right before you list 213, and make it in big letters.
Can you do that?
As a dividing point, since
Yeah.
we moved the architect
Yeah,
Definitely think there needs to be a
contractor.
focus on that somehow.
And maybe at the top we could put dedicated to the students. I don't remember the wording already. The students, teachers, and the community. What would you say? Do you remember?
that's right.
Yeah, it's gonna be more working.
Yeah, that's more wording.
Yeah.
Something, yeah. Yes, sir. Do something to that effect.
Well, I think that's worthy of plaque on its own.
I mean,
Small
I just-
plaque.
I just kind of figured that's who the school is for, the community pays
That's the
for it, that's
dedication
who we
This
need
is
to.
an actual, I would consider this a building plaque, so that would be, yeah, that could be a different plaque, you could do underneath it. So,
Well, I'm good.
I think I think that, I'm just trying to move us along. Yeah, I think we've come to the agreement that the contractor and the architect go at the bottom.
Mhm.
It's a great day to be a Matador as a dividing point between the two boards. I think the only discussion left is, are we going to put interim superintendents on the plaque?
How many do we have?
That would be,
you have two
There's two.
interim,
And
Gordo and Lewis.
my thought is not to.
Lewis?
I think interim. Sometimes go, but I don't think interim.
They could be listed as past officials. You can put Stetson under there.
No, I don't want his name on the plaque at all.
Well, just because you don't like that name doesn't mean he did a lot for this district while he was here
And
too.
he left under a pretty disgraceful way.
No, nothing was proven.
The story, it was different.
Different topic.
I wasn't talking about that, I was saying that they were.
I was trying what the old scheme was, they pulled that off to keep that time capsule.
Somebody wanna learn?
No. Well, I like this the way it is, I just, we definitely need somebody who's a graphic designer to work on point sizes and the 2017 on the side. And
No, we-
Whoever's gonna make it, since.
Exactly, we would give them, this, and then they would give us a proof.
Can they have by the next board meeting so we can finalize, you think?
That, sir, I don't know. I don't know what their turnaround is.
We can't take action on it tonight, we want to get it, we want to get it ready so
we can't take action. I don't know if we're ready to take action.
We're not gonna add bill or.
Well, here's what, we wanna come back with a recommendation with this tweaked, and so what we need to know is, are we going to include the interim superintendents on this plaque? Because if that's the case, then you've also got, I don't know, if you're gonna include them in the past officials, or you're gonna put another area of where we're highlighting the 2015 board, but then that takes away from how this looks right now.
We'd have to add another line.
I mean, balance wise, you could actually add them underneath and what, like, you got, where Dr. Matthew Gutierrez, superintendent, and you got Hector Escobar, principal, and James Plum. You come down, you got Dr. Arjen Garza, superintendent, you got past officials. You could add a second line there and I think it'd be okay, balance wise. But, I mean, I don't know. It's up to know.
Well, I put my request in, so I already think where that's going, so. Of course, it's more even majority, so whatever happens next month.
I just need direction on what to bring to y'all in a couple of weeks.
I mean, whatever is brought to us in a couple of weeks, there could be motions to amend it. So,
You bring both versions to see which one passes.
that's true. So you want one version with, I'm hearing from you, Mr. Roan, gone. Or maybe he could be on the line with the interims. So we could have past officials, Craig Thomas, Carol Sewell, past superintendents or something, I guess I guess it should just be past officials. So on the second line of past officials, Stetson Roan, Guadalupe Gordo, I guess she would have been first. Dr. She was first, right? And then Stetson Roan and Phillips
I like that.
as another line. So we could have two versions to vote on, right?
Okay.
Got that, Sean?
Yes.
Okay.
And what was the second one? This one?
Yeah.
The way it is?
Well,
Without
this
Mr.
up
Roan's
here, the
name.
way it sits up there, but just taking
Without.
off this right here.
Without Mr. Roan's name. And then we would add him on to another line in the second version.
Since we're, okay, so
Second version will include Bordeaux, Rome, and Lewis.
alright, since we're gonna have different options, can we go ahead and request the third one?
What's that?
The 2015 board. That takes, I mean, with your 2017, 2015, 2013, because when you put your 2015, that puts Craig and Carol in there.
No, it doesn't. Carol wasn't here. Carol wasn't here in 2015 when the groundbreaking.
In the groundbreaking?
Yes,
Okay, Craig
was
was.
saying. Craig was the one who
Craig
was on the
was.
board. It was,
It was Craig, and then there was, Dr.
Carol Sewell didn't come on until Nancy passed away, and that one didn't happen until spring.
Sorry, that's right.
So we're gonna have two choices. Everybody good with that?
Sounds good.
Vote in October 30th, right? Late vote?
Yes, October 30th.
Long enough. Any further discussion? I think it's in
It said scheduled for the 30th.
Can we put a matador or something on the side?
like on the water tower?
Yeah.
Kind of mountain
Sure. Let's
one? Maybe under the 27th. No,
I mean,
To the left.
2017 needs to be
One under
big.
2017,
well, the 2017 runs almost the full
We
length of
should
the
run
plaque.
it down, yeah.
put on the left maybe?
Can we go back up to the top, Bill? So we can see it? Okay.
Put it
Or the-
above Seguin High School.
Where's
Or the swords up for the actual photo or the one
it's based off of?
I do not.
You know, it's part of our brand and that's what we need to, my
the
opinion,
mat-
I think we should have something.
Let's put a logo on there.
Swords
Let's
up.
put a logo on there.
Matador, I'm putting Matador on there.
I think the Matador has always been,
I think that's the one that will always stay, I think.
That's-
We'll always
that's-
push for it. Huh?
We can include it.
I would like that if we could.
maybe over to the left side.
Yeah.
Left side, in
Left
the
top
middle.
maybe, or middle?
Well,
Next day is a great day to be a matter.
Yeah, next day, sure.
if I remember correctly, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this basically is laid out kind of like, it's kind of broken over here in 2017,
Very
like that, right?
Right,
Mhm.
yes.
So you could have 2017 on one side and a giant Matador on the other. Is that,
Okay,
is that what you're
We
thinking?
good? Let's do
And
that.
but then Seguin Independent School District's just kind of an outlier there. Should we put that above Seguin High School or maybe just at the very, very bottom?
But
Just leave
You
it
see what
on.
I'm saying?
I think we could even leave it off, I mean,
Just leave it off?
why we need it on there?
yeah,
As far as Seguin ISD, we know Seguin High School is.
I think you needed, if you wanted to put Seguin Independent School District on that, put just small little letters right above Seguin High School, but make Seguin High School bigger.
Or put it down at the bottom?
Or put it under the bottom. But I mean, balance it, you know. What's the page like that? You
That's
know.
good looking.
You can show them, John, that's perfect, that's great.
You like that?
I like that.
I'd feel a lot better if I didn't feel so bad right now. To be more to
So
scale.
each version will have that on the sides.
Okay.
Okay?
Matador and 2017,
But you
Balance.
2017.
And with the letter in the middle.
okay, and 20,
And the-
Seguin ISD removed? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think just for balance purposes, that having that little letter, that wording up there, I don't know if it look right.
Or if you really wanna go there, stick it on the bottom. Or above the Seguin High School.
Either.
I don't think we need it though.
What do you think about that? Leaving the name of the school district off?
I don't know if I've ever seen it not have the district.
I wonder.
I mean, I think at the bottom, we'd have to go back and look at some of those drafts.
Could you go scroll back to the
Sean,
bottom,
to
Bill?
see how the layout, but
Yeah, we could put it underneath the contractor and,
Like that.
are they running across the top, smaller than the high school or even?
It's a little bit smaller in high school and then make the name of the high school a little bit more prominent,
Yeah, you need to name the high school prominent.
you know.
I think it should rename the school to Watson Gate High School myself.
once again, no, we've already
Or
done
do I ever want some,
it. There might be a number down this or something.
oh, once again? Yeah.
Once again, high school, yeah.
It's in Arlington, I thought.
Yeah,
It's
it's
in Arlington.
Arlington.
Because we always,
There was some
they
bad
always
press.
announce them at the cheerleading
And
competition.
then
Oh,
we
yeah.
have competition.
Yeah, there was some bad
Oh,
press
they
in
had
that high school.
They had the fight on YouTube, everybody thought was here.
Yep.
But instead centered like that in 4 lines, just one long line. Until this is a challenge for you tonight, so you're not a graphic designer.
It's a Sean program. Yeah. Just pull it out on the sides,
And
but you have to go.
I think
not
we're
gonna be
done.
exact.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we've made progress and we'll have something to vote on October 30th. So, any further discussion, anybody? No? Thank you, gentlemen. We're gonna call this meeting to a close at 6:40.